Hello everyone, this is Dion Soul. I hope everyone is doing well. And as you see before you, we are looking at the Airfoil Labs King Air 350, or the King Air 350 by Airfoil Labs, man, how you want to say it. Anyway, so what we're doing today is last few videos have been Microsoft Flight Simulator because it is the new shiny. But the more you fly the simulation, and when you start bouncing between the two simulations, you start seeing the strengths and weaknesses of both simulations. Microsoft Flight Simulator, its major strength is the eye candy, and that's about it. And it makes you like, do I really want to start investing a lot of simulation dollars on that platform right now? And right now, at this moment in time, I reluctantly say no. I don't think you should spend a lot of money on it right now. I mean, yes, I have spent, which the previous videos regarding the Kit Fox as an example, and it was only $9. It was a Starbucks coffee, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But getting into serious airplanes and serious scenery and all that sort of thing, details and whatnot, you really have to pause yourself. But this is my own subjective, personal, opinion about it. Whereas X-Plane, the only problem with X-Plane, which I'm not saying what we don't already know, is the fact that it's very lacking in visuals as far as the land and generating the buildings from real world and giving you that real world perception is a lot better in FS 2020, whereas X-Plane does not. But where X-Plane shines, and this is basically a video for people, for both people that are into simulation and ones that are not, that are thinking about getting into flight simulation, is that X-Plane is a lot more open environment for you to create your airplanes. For an airplane developer, a lot more freedom to do a lot more creative things to give the airplanes a more realistic feel, and this airplane right here is one of them. To me, this is one of the top tier airplanes out there that gives you that presumption of realness, or that realistic perspective, because of all the little geeked out things, the role playing aspect that you do. And this is more, I think, is more of a role playing airplane than others. There's some out there, but I'm not gonna poo-poo any of them off. I'm just saying that this one right here, because I own it. I bought it, and I've had it over for a year now. It does have some limitations right now because with X-Plane 1150, there are some things that are broken and that need to be fixed. And from scouring the forums, they will fix them over time. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to do an FS economy flight, and we're going to fly this airplane from KWJF here, my home base, and we're going to go over to L71. And which is California City, and then we're going to pick up some passengers over there, and along with taking the passengers here at KWJF, and then fly down to Santa Ana and land in Santa Ana. So, without further ado, let's get our geek on here, and let's have some fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and this will be a kind of a lengthy fight, and I will have some timestamps in the description down below that you can bounce between different areas of the video if you want to do so. Most videos that I do, people only watch for about 5 minutes. Cumulative, only watch about 5 minutes and then they're out. So it's unfortunate, because I usually spend a good part of my time, a good part of my day, making just one video, and it usually takes me a day or two in order for me to edit the video just to get it down in a more constructive design for consumption. But that's just the way it is. This is just how I roll. And so if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But I do request that you at least like, subscribe, and definitely do a subscribe to my channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. I need all the subscribers I can get. I'm trying to get to that magic 1,000 so I can get monetized, start monetizing these videos that I have not been able to do up to this point. So, and I do have some donation links in the description down below, but YouTube kind of frowns on those subscription links, and that's probably why I'm usually put down in the pecking order on my videos, and that's why I only have 344 subs. So I hope I earned your subscription today. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here, and let's go ahead and fill this up. Let's make sure that we are empty right now so we can take full advantage of our immersion, and we have nothing here. So we can go ahead and open this up right here. And go ahead and put our ground in, and then we will, as you can see right here, we've got 188 to fill the tank up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. We'll go ahead and just do a we're doing this specifically just so we can get our geek on and being able to have the ability to do this sort of thing. So we're gonna put in about, I would say, probably about 100 gallons in this tank. Put 100 gallons over here, and we're just about done here. And I'm going to slow our fuel flow down here. And also, I did a critical error, and that was the fuel price needed to be $4.99 a gallon. I checked it off offline, and I forgot to do that. So now you're going to see our price go up here on how much it's costing us for fuel. The last time I got fuel, well, not real world, but last time I looked at the fuel prices in here at KWJF here in Lancaster, California, it was $4.99 a gallon for jet fuel A. So we'll go ahead and just pump it up here to $4.99 a gallon, and there you go. So that's how much money it's cost us so far. And we'll go ahead and finish off. Oops, that's not what I want to do. We want to finish off getting us to 100 gallons. There we go. We're right around 100, a little bit over 100 gallons, but that's close enough. Now, we'll go ahead and move on over. And do our out-of-body experience here. Come on over here to the center tank. The center tank's right here. Went through the ground in. We'll put this in right here. We'll put in 25 gallons here. So we'll make this 125. Our total gallons. See, this stuff we get geeked out on. I really like this. This is really cool. I wish all developers would do that, and if I had to pay a little bit extra for the for the developer, give the developer a little bit more extra money on his airplane to be able to have all this, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I just, I like to have the realism and the role-playing aspect as much as possible. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Somebody in the description down below could tell me how to get rid of those balloons. This is X-Plane 1150 R3, or Release Candidate 3, or Release 3. And ever since I tried to do a video where I was doing a firefight with an airplane for firefighting, and ever since I turned that on here in X-Plane, these balloons have been all over the place, and I don't know how to get rid of them. Used to in X-Plane 10, it actually would have a hitbox, a checkbox that you can just check in the options menu, and you're able to get rid of, turn on birds and everything else. Well, with X-Plane 11, and now we're at 1150. R3, I don't know how to turn those damn balloons off, and I'd like to get rid of those balloons because they totally are not realistic, which is unfortunate. Yes, there is some out there, but not as many as there should be. All right, so now we're going to take this up to 150 now. Come on, just a little bit more. Just like you would in your car. Come on. There you go. And just like in your car, you go over. Usually it's over the dollar amount, because you only want to put like $40 in there or whatever. You don't really care how many gallons you put in. You just don't want to go over a certain amount. All right, so now we're going to put in 100 gallons in this to balance everything out. And then we are good to go. So ground in. I don't remember if I put the ground in on the other one. I hope I did. I'll have to watch the video back to see. All right, so now we're going to make this 250. So let's go ahead and fill this bad boy up to 250. Take this bad boy up to 250 gallons of fuel, which is going to give us plenty to fuel for this job. I just wanted to make it all even, and I just figured, you know, just put in plenty of fuel, and then I don't have to look over my shoulder that, oh crap, I'm running out of fuel. Because I've done that before. And I actually had to do in-air refilling, which totally screwed the immersion factor out. It was really a bummer. Alright, so we got 250 there, so we'll close this bad boy up, close that up. Alright, so now we got fuel in the tank. We can go ahead and get rid of it. I wish they would put this where you can click on these things and have them go away instead of actually having to go over here, but maybe there's a development reason why you cannot do that. So now that we got that done, we'll go ahead and leave the chocks in place. We can go ahead and get rid of some of these tie downs and just go ahead and do some of the stuff, and we'll go back the other direction. And we'll go ahead while we're here, and we'll go ahead and check and take a look and make sure everything is A-OK and everything looks fine from a role-playing aspect. It'd be nice for them to actually have more screens. Well, actually, you'd start seeing leaking and all kinds of stuff. And now, I know that'd be a lot of programming involved, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool. From a role-playing perspective, that would be awesome. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and throw in the APU, or GPU, sorry, while we're here. And I think I can go ahead, I can go ahead and take off this, get rid of this one, and get that out of the way. It's not, the airplane's not going to run off and leave me. Go ahead and get rid of that. And we're supposed to do one rotation. So we'll follow this blade around here and do one rotation and make sure that it is free, because this is free all the way around. And it is, which there was no reason why it wasn't going to be, but you know, you gotta play the role playing. Get rid of that, and while we're here, let's go ahead and check the oil. And we'll have to pretend that the oil is looking good, because we do not have the oil simulated on the stick. And I know there was talk of some people asking that Airfoil Labs do that. Whether they're going to do it in the next patch or not, who knows. I don't think they'll take their development time to do that, but you know, I could be wrong. I'd love to see it, you know, from a role-playing perspective. Love to see it. That's what this is all about anyway. If you didn't do this for role-playing, then there was no reason for you to go through all this ritual that I'm doing right now. You know, you wouldn't bother. All right, so we'll take this pitot tube off, and now we're going to go over here, and we'll go underneath the wing. Come on around, wing all looks nice and wonderful and looks all good. And we'll go ahead and put this side's covers and everything. We'll put it inside this wing locker right here. It'd be kind of nice to be able to, whatever artifacts you got in your that you pulled, you can put them inside the, you know, inside these wing lockers, and you actually have the representation of the chocks and all the other stuff. That's probably more programming than Airfoil Labs would want to do, but it would be nice from a role-playing perspective to actually see them. You deposit them in there. That would be pretty cool. That takes care of that, and then we'll go ahead and get rid of this tie down right here. And we're going to leave that chock in right there because I have not been inside the aircraft yet, and we can also get rid of this. Now, it'd be kind of cool also as well as that Airfoil Labs, instead of it just disappearing like that, if it would just drive off. That'd be pretty nice for it to drive off like that. And because we're standing right here, let's go ahead and open up this up. We're about ready to put the covers and tie downs inside right there. So let's go over here and pick this up. And again, we'll go ahead and leave the chock in place until after I set the parking brake. Alright, so we'll come on around here, look inside. Everything looks fine as expected. And then we'll come over here and check the fuel, or the oil. Oil looks peachy keen. Oh, looking good. Very nice. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that and get rid of that. We'll go ahead and do our 1 revolution rotation. Go ahead and go on around, make sure everything is good. Everything is, so everything is fine. Go ahead and relieve the pitot on this one. And let's go ahead and check this side. Make sure everything looks fine, and everything does look good. No leaks, no runs, no drips, no airs. At least that's what Johnny Bench used to say in that Krylon commercial back in the day. For those of you that remember Johnny Bench. I don't, because I was too young, but I remember the... Well, I wasn't too young. I was around, but I just remember the commercial. I was old enough to remember the commercial, but I didn't see Johnny Bench play. Let me say it that way. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and throw these little things, these little artifacts inside here, and we'll go ahead and close this up. And now we got rid of all of our tie downs and stuff. And we'll leave that one. Actually, I made a mistake. And the reason why I made a mistake is because I need to leave this open because I have to get rid of this chalk, but I can't do that yet. So we'll go ahead and go on inside. My Solo Swings livery here. Yeah, I know it's kind of basic, but my skills and in this are pretty limited. And we'll go ahead and come on inside. We'll go ahead and set the parking brakes. We'll come over here like this. And yes, you see I have the dual GTN 750s that's been developed, or that was done by Either, who is a community developer. It's an individual that knows how to manipulate this stuff and is able to put that in. So it is awesome, because I do like my GTN 750. They're one of my favorites. My only downside with the GTN 750, and I've said that repeatedly in previous videos, is that the data is not updated. We are long overdue for a update for the data, but unfortunately Reality XP and the contract they have with Garmin to have the Garmin license, it's once in a while, so it's sporadic, so it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. All right, we'll get rid of the gust locks right here. I'll go ahead and go back and forth with our controls, reverser, everything else. And so we're set there. We'll go ahead and hit the parking brake. Parking brake is set and looks all real and good. Now, I wanted to talk about real quick about the reversers. There's one serious complaint I have with Microsoft Flight Simulator is that Microsoft Flight Simulator with the SciTech equipment does not allow you to be able to parse or section off your SciTech throttle quadrant, whereas X-Plane allows you to be able to do that. And what I mean by that is like right now I'm about 33%, I would say about 33% is where my throttle quadrant is right now, which kind of looks about the same as what you see right here in the sim itself. And then with Microsoft Flight, or with X-Plane, what allows me to do is allows me to go back and I can go all the way into beta and in full reverse, and all in one action. Downside doing it this way with the X-Plane and the way this is that what will end up happening is you can accidentally bump when you're in flight, and automatically go into reverse. So that is a downside. But I'd rather be more mindful of that and have this functionality, whereas in Microsoft Flight Simulator, in the King Air 350, there you actually, it just goes all the way to idle, and then you have to press a button in order for you to have it engage that you're in reverse. Now, I've been told with some other throttle quadrants that if you have the ability to be able to have the actual stop or the gate to go into it like you do in the real world, and you pull it up with your fingers or whatever, and you pull it up, you can simulate it that way. But I don't have that, so I'm hoping that because I am going to buy. There's no question about it. As soon as it comes available, I'll find some way to get the money. But I'm going to buy the throttle quadrant for the honeycomb throttle quadrant. I am waiting for it, and as soon as it becomes available, I will definitely buy that, and hopefully that will be that will have that in there, because the other throttle quadrants are just that have that functionality are just over my price range. I just can't afford it. I'm fixed income, so it is what it is. I have to spend my simulation dollars wisely. All right, so without that little discussion out of the way here, we'll go ahead and make sure that our pitch trim is synced up, which it is. So our pitch trim is now synced, and then we got our parking brake set. So now we can go back outside here, and we can go ahead and set up. And because we got the brake set, now I can remove this one last chock. Now I expect the airplane to jump. And there it did. It jumped a little bit, but not very much. And we'll go ahead and simulate. We put it in here. We can go ahead and close the door. Door is now closed. Alrighty, so now I got that done. I got that in place. So now what I need to do is go around here and actually start the generator, or the GPU, because we need some power to the airplane. I'll come on over here and there we go. Guess I should have waited for it, make sure that all the... Now that's another thing they could do, is they can actually add the gauges and everything, or make sure that everything is working. Now we got generator, or the alternator going. Go ahead and close this on up. We're going to assume that the 4 passengers we're picking up here at Lancaster are already here. So we got that going. Make sure everything is set. Make sure all this is set. Make sure this is good. Everything is fine there. And then we'll go ahead and get this thing set and ready to go. So let's go ahead and give us some power. See, it's already indicated, it's already sensing that we've got power here already. So let me go ahead and turn that on and make sure everything is good. There. And we'll go ahead and turn on the battery. Go through these right here. Yeah, like I said before, the only I've said in other videos, the only complaint I have with the GTN 750 with Reality XP is the fact that they don't update the database for the trainer fast enough. And I don't know if that's a responsibility of Reality XP, but it doesn't. In my opinion, it is, because they are the ones that's selling this to me as a customer of theirs, the GTN 750. So I think they need to be responsible for updating the database to make the database more up to date for what it is in the real world. I mean, the database is September of 2019, and here we are in the end of September of 2020, and the database, as far as I know, is still not updated. I think it's still running last year's database, so which is unfortunate. You know, it's I wish they would keep it up to date, but that's a ongoing gripe I have that will never end, and I'll always continue to bitch about it until eternity. You know, that's just one of those things. So we'll go ahead and turn on the beacon. We'll turn on the navigation light there, and make sure everything is up and up, and it is. We got our inertial separator is already on. We got our battery bus armed. We got that going on there. We'll go ahead and I think we can go ahead and turn these on, and we'll go ahead and move this, set this 1,000 feet above our current altitude, which is 2,500 feet. So we'll do that now. Turn them on right there. You're gonna hear me say real basic stuff. Got to turn them on there and that in there. All right, that takes care of that. Fuel wise, we got our fuel. Now, when I did activate our FS Economy, it changed the fuel loadout that I did when we were doing our walk around. But hey, that's whatever. Okay, so that takes care of that. We're set there. There. We'll go ahead and put on our fasten seatbelt sign, no smoking sign. I don't know. Okay, I know what that is. We don't really need that on. This Fern Coffee On, Fern, F-U-R-N, Fern. I have absolutely don't know what that is. Somebody knows what that is. Please let me know. I'd be good to know. I sure as hell don't know what it is. And we'll throw in a little bit of extra light in here for us just to make things a little bit easier. Old guys require easy stuff. Pull for air. And oxygen. I won't pull oxygen yet. And let's just go ahead and start engine number 1. And so we'll go ahead and do that. There's engine number 1. And let's get to, right here, we got to get to, what was it, 14%, I think? Starting right up. Alright, we're at basically low idle condition right now, so what I'm going to do is go to high idle condition so I can turn the generator on, and the purpose is that so I can get rid of the GPU. There we go. Did it reset everything? No, it didn't reset everything. That's good. I was afraid it's going to reset everything. There. And we'll turn that off. And that's that. So the generator's reset. That wasn't smooth as it should be, but okay, the generator's on high. Generator should be on now. And it is. Alright, good. Good. And then we can go ahead and get rid of the ground power unit. Okay, so generator's working. See, there should be an isolation between generator, right generator, and left generator. But I don't have that isolation, or I'm doing something wrong. Right there. I don't know what that could be. Alright, so that takes care of that. So let's go ahead, and now that that's out of the way, now we can start the generator, or start the engine on this side. So introduce fuel at 14%. Okay, because I don't have those on yet, that's why. Okay, I'll go full. Go full and get rid of that and that. And now alternator. So now both generators are working because we've got about 18, 16, 17 amp load, DC load on both generators now. So we are good to go there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the inverters. And I may have to cycle. Now we can turn on the avionics. Alrighty. Looking good. Inertial separators are still engaged, so we're fine there. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get some AC and stuff going on here. Go ahead and get our bleed airs on, so we don't have to do it later. Go ahead and pull turn the gas on. Pitos, stall warnings, which I probably don't really need. Windshield heat, I don't really need. Recognition lights, let everybody know I'm here. Sync, we'll do that once we get in the air. Dooku. Auto. The prop tests and everything, I still have not figured out how to do all that yet. I just haven't taken the time to understand, what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it for that. I haven't figured that out yet. And make sure that we're set there. We're all fine. Alright, well what we're going to do is, because I know we're going to L71 and we're not going that far away, we can get this out of the way. We're just going to do a direct to L71, California City. There we go. Flight timers once we get off the ground. Fuel consumption go on. Make sure that is on. Make sure these are all on, and they are. We're all looking wonderful. Okie dokie fine. We don't have a departure for this. And we'll go ahead and put in. We are either it's 13630 or it is 13360 is ATIS for KWJF. If not, let's see, let's turn it on first. Okay, 13360 is not it, so it was 3630. Right? Are you being an arsehole? You're not being nice to me. That's what I'm trying to say. Or all those fails. Just go over here like this. Go nearest, weather, Lancaster 2630. Okay. 2630. I was off by 10. Alright, 3009.
070 and 11 gust 22. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 31. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3009.
Alright.
Arriving runway 06.
Yes. Alright. Go back to idle, low idle, making sure everything is alright, everything looks fine. We're all looking good that I can tell. We can switch this on and nav data. I want wind. I want, that's fine, course, whatever. GPS, GPS. FMS, bearing, FMS. Back this down to 400. Okay. All good. Alright. Not done exactly to the book by a long shot, but it's close enough. Close enough. Alright, release the parking brake. Alright, everything looks fine, everything looks good. Should. Oh, we gotta get out of the... There we go. Now, I don't know why I have to do that, because these are what do you call it? Pratt & Whitney engines, whereas with the, now we're in beta, whereas you have to pull back to unlock the props, and with a Garrett engines you have to. But for some reason, this is simulating where it's like a Garrett engine where you got to unlock the props. So I thought it was only Garrett engines that you had to unlock the props. But as soon as I unlock the props and go into beta range, then I'm able to GTFO. So I don't know. And then we'll go back to low idle. November 502 Delta Mike is taxiing to runway 064 north departure. Fox traffic. Make sure my active sky is working, and my active sky is working. It's really funny because now with Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think Rex Simulations, or whatever they call themselves, has now come out with a weather injector for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the reason why I'm laughing about that is because the whole purpose of the weather, or one of the selling points with Microsoft Flight Simulator, was was the fact that all that is included into the initial sim. So why is Rex having to make a weather injector for METARs when it's supposed to be, with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, it's supposed to be out of the box that way? See, that throws up a red flag to me, because one of the attractions for me of buying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, other than the eye candy, was the fact that a lot of the things that we have to buy as third-party plugins and add-ons for X-Plane, utility add-ons for X-Plane, you get that out of the box with Microsoft Flight Simulator. That was one of their selling points. And now they're doing it all over again, where you got to buy Rex in order for you to have real-world weather. You know, what gives? WTF. So that's one of those things that kind of that annoyed me when I heard about that. Because like I said, right now, the only advantage, as you can tell, my honeymoon for Microsoft Flight Simulator is starting to wear off. Microsoft Flight Simulator is still great as far as the visuals are concerned, but systems like this, that this airplane particularly provides, Microsoft Flight Simulator is seriously lacking, or at least the ability to do that. So, Asobo needs to get off their butt on that regard and flush out their airplanes. One of the inspiring things for me that came back to X-Plane, or which I'm going to be flying both anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, because I own them both, is that that all these things that you have to buy as aftermarket things, and for X-Plane you don't have to, and here they are making these weather program. It's like, that's stupid, but whatever. Alright, so now with a turboprop, I am kind of limited on my skills on turboprop as far as you're supposed to do a run-up like you do with an normally aspirated engine or not. I've seen some videos where they do, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. We'll go full power, and we'll just run it up to, I don't know, full power, or near full power. And just hold it to... Now, one of the things that they're going to fix, you can see right now, we are redline on our temperatures right now, on our ITT, which is the top gauge, and we're only at 70% on our torque. Normally you would run it up to 100%, I believe. Now we're going to be over temping the engines. So I'm going to bring that back down, because you notice I didn't do that for very long. So my confusion with that, and that might be something that Airfoil Labs needs to take a look at before they release their next patch, so that might be some not correct. I don't know. So I know there's a YouTuber that I watch that it's actually a real-world King Air 350 pilot who did a video with Microsoft Flight Simulator's King Air 350, and he decided to go ahead and get this one. So hopefully he'll give us some pointers as pilots in X-Plane, and you know what to do and what not to do. I'm looking forward to those videos. Going here in the beta. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on all our lights. Make sure all our lights are on here. All the lights that I forgot to turn on that I was supposed to already have on. Alright, November 502 Delta Mike is holding short at runway 06 for left departure. Box traffic. Look around there. I don't see anything there. I don't see anything over there. All looks good from what I can tell. Let's go ahead and poke our nose out here. Pitch trim is set to where it wants to be. Flaps are set to 1. Flaps 1. May not even need them, but we are a 7,000 foot runway. So let's go get our other passengers. We'll line up here. Static, ready, ready, ready. Let's go, go, go.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots.
I'm going to take it to the red line, which is about 73% power or 73% torque.
Positive rate. Gear on. V2.
Traffic.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Flaps are up.
Flaps indicates up.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to fly over here to Highway 14, which is in front of us here. You can't really see it that well, but it's in front of us. And then we're going to bank. And like I said, we don't have to go like a bat out of hell here, because we're just going right down the street. You know, metaphorically speaking, we're going right down the street over here. As long as we stay out of Edwards Air Force Base, we should be just fine. And right in front of us, right above the glare shield, that is Rosamond, California. So we'll take it up to about 6,000 feet or so. 7,500 feet. Could probably get away with 7,500 feet is fine. I did have it set at, you know, like I said, we don't need to go very high. Not going that far. And we'll just hand fly right on over there. Just keep my eye on the magenta line. And we are going to be encroaching on the MOA. I don't know which one offhand, but we are going to be going into the MOA here in a minute. Military Operations Area. Turn off our lights that we don't need. Taxi lights. We're below 10,000 feet, so I'll go ahead and just leave the recognition lights on just for shits and giggles. Looking good. Thousand feet to go. Alright, you've got to do a little bit of constant right aileron to keep the airplane from wanting to roll left. So let me trim that out a little bit. And as soon as I start trimming it out, then all of a sudden it wants to climb like a banshee. And we're already at 7,500 feet. I need to get my butt down here. Back off on my power. Very, very smooth. I'm hand flying it right now. No problems at all. Not going very fast. I don't need to. Looks like our altimeter is 311. So I'll go ahead and change our altimeter to 3011 according to active sky. And the winds are, that's another factor, is that the winds are, you can see in the HSI, can't even say it right. You see them, they're at 9 knots coming from that direction. That's another reason why it's kind of blowing us over a little bit. So let me dip my wing just a tad. And then I will, we're going to do an end around. We're going to go beyond, because our next little town here is going to be Mojave. And so with Mojave, I will just go north of Mojave. I wish I would have had the chart up and pay attention so I'd know. See, Mojave is class E, I believe, airspace, either D or E. It's the blue ones. I'm going to have to get a refresher course. I think this is class D airspace. Yeah, class D, I think. Anyway, we're gonna come around like this, and then we'll go over like this. That's my idea, anyway. We are losing a little bit of airspeed, so let me get a little aggressive on our airspeed here. And you just notice that I did that. Now all of a sudden we want to climb. A lot faster than needed. Bring that back down. Okay, now you're trying to climb. See, I put about 55% power or so. And all of a sudden it wants to climb. So I'll just keep on putting some pitch trim in there. Get its butt back down where it needs to be. Yeah, I know, I'm too far. Should be at 75 and now we're back to 77 again. The constant battle, trading speed for altitude. Could just let the autopilot do it, I guess. But what fun is that? Pull back my props. Now I'm really changing the dynamic. And we'll just do a little spin around here. And there it is, coming into view right there. On the right, or the rear shield. So we'll go ahead and back off. And I gotta put my props back up again so I can land. Well, let me go ahead and get, let's see, there, 120875. So 120875 is the ATIS for L71, according to the chart. Well, I don't know who Terrace Sky Park is, but let's see what L71. No, that's the right one. That's weird. I'm calling it Terrace Sky Park. Weird. You know what? We're out of position. We're too high, and all those bad things. So what we're going to do is we're going to slow down. We're going to do a loop. Go down here and just do a loop. Get our speed back down. And there is, well, still the 14 freeway, even though it used to be the 395. Well, no, I take that back. It was always been the 14. So I'll just go ahead and just spin on around here. Props are up. Everything is up. I'll go ahead and throw our landing lights on just to have a little bit more visibility. Yeah, I know you're bitching. I don't think it recognizes my horn silence. Silencing the horn. Yes, yes, yes. I don't want to put the landing gear down just yet. See, there is no horn button switch here that I can see. Slow this thing way down. All right, fine. I'll give some drag. Tell her to shut up. Actually, still a little high, aren't I? Oh, this is going to be fun.
1,000 feet to minimums.
don't know why my screen jumped like that, but okay.
200 feet to minimums. 100 feet to minimums. Minimums.
Gosh, I'm going in awfully fast, it seems
Traffic.
to me.
Pumps full.
Not very good, but I just need to fly the airplane more. Should be about 110, but oh well. That's just practice. Lack of practice. And the whole time I had my inertial separators on. Oopsie. That just tells you that's what happens when you don't fly, you don't stick with one airplane. You bounce around between different airplanes, you start to forget. See, I want one of those airplanes. I want somebody to make me one of those. Basically, it's a 328 jet or a 330. That would be cool. I'd like that. Have a study level version of that one. I'd like that. Alright. Parking brake is set. And we'll go ahead and kill the right engine. Now that means, and I should turn that off like that first. That means my amp should have went up like crazy, and it did. I want to get the make sure that it's on, okay. And because it's a return flight, I'm just going to leave everything on. We are on, I think we are on, we're on the power now, so might turn off the avionics just so we can, because our next, and then also it left the yaw dampener on. No wonder I was having a hard time. I need to bind a key to the yaw dampener, turn that thing off when I'm on landing and taking off. It automatically turns it on for you, but on landing you got to turn it off. But okay, well, we'll finish this flight right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and now I need to go. Bear with me just a second here as I load back into FS Economy, and I'll do that off camera. And I want to make sure that everybody is ready for departing. We got 13 passengers. We're going to make 10,000, so we can go over here and jump on there. So we got all these passengers here coming from KWJF, which I just left from, my home base, and then we're going to take all the rest of these from L71, and then we're going to go to Santa Ana. So this ought to be fun. So there you go. So now it's time for me to get ready for the next leg of this flight. Alright, well, we're going to assume that we got everybody and everything is fine and all that other happy stuff. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go with the fuel we got. Probably should have filled it up because it's going to be cheaper fuel here than it is down there in Santa Ana. And also, too, Santa Ana has a nasty habit of the guy, the individual in FS Economy that's supposed to maintain the FBO down in Santa Ana. Sometimes they don't fill it up, and so that you got all these jobs down in Santa Ana with FS Economy, but then there's no place to go, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to get set up for Santa Ana. So I'm going to get everything going here. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to take off here from, and you can see right here, here's where we are right now, and then we're going to come on down and intercept the Jared, I guess, waypoint, and then from there we'll go on down V97, hit Palmdale VOR, and then from Palmdale VOR head on down and then work our way and intercept the Sanger, and then just come on in with an ILS approach into Santa Ana. At least that's the plan anyway, so we'll just go for it from there. So I got that set up and ready to go. I've already programmed it into the GTN 750. So I think all I need to do now is just get everything back going again, restart this airplane, grab or I think our peeps are already grabbed. Let me make sure that our peeps are grabbed real quick. Alrighty, now we are here. We're going to take off here, make it happen. Off to Santa Ana.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1. Positive rate.
Traffic.
Attitudes check. Flight indicates on.
Go over here and intercept Garrett or Gerard or Jarrett or something like, I don't know. Accept the waypoint over here and we'll be good to go. And our indicated airspeed, I want to be at 150 knots. Autopilot on, and of course we don't have a bank limiter. Leave that on until you get about 10,000 feet. Looking good. Try to stay out of Edwards Air Force Base airspace. Yeah, 20 miles away from our turn. All right. We are moving. All right, well, we'll be back in a second. Alrighty, as you can see, we are getting ourselves lined up here on the ILS approach for runway 20 right in Santa Ana. We've intercepted the lateral, left and right. Now we gotta accept the or intercept the up and down, the pitch. Slowing ourselves down here a little bit. Get all our lights on. And we should be good to go. Just trying to control my speed. I don't want to have a missed approach. Do this once and be done with it. Trying to make this as painless as possible for what little experience I have. Yeah, that's because I'm below 140 knots. Keep it at 140 for right now if I can. There, now it intercepted the glide slope completely. So now go ahead and drop the gear. See if I can keep this under control. GTN 750 is awesome. Puts all the data in there for you, so you can less workload on you as a pilot. But unfortunately, the downside is the data is so damn old. A year old. I mean, it's just, to me, it just seems like it should be more updated than that. But then somebody will make the argument saying, "Well, heck, I haven't updated my stuff in 5 years." So what am I say to that? You know. So far, we're holding on to the glide path, or the glide slope, I should say. Flaps 1 here. Currently just dip below the blue line. Try to give ourselves back up to the blue line. Staying on target. 6 miles till touchdown, roughly. Right in front of us, snaking around, is the Highway 50 or 55, Highway 55, and I think right there is probably the
1,000
5.
feet minimums. Feet to minimums.
Still on course, still looking good. Drop the last notch of flaps, slow ourselves down even more.
Feet to minimums. Minimums.
Autopilot off. Okay, settle down. Come on, we're running out of runway to hurry.
Pumps full.
Didn't want to land there.
40 knots.
I forgot to turn off my prop sync too. Oops. go over here and park. I think down here on the end is Signature or somebody, I forgot who's, Atlantic, who's representing FBO here. Of course, all the vehicles are in my way, of course. And they're going to be in my way. What the hell with them? I think Signature's right there. Or Atlantic. Alrighty. Alrighty. Mission accomplished. Go ahead and secure everything. Make sure everything is shut down. I'm sure I'm forgetting something somewhere. Alright, let's let everybody out. Yeah, I forgot to put those up, but oh well. Alright, well, anyway, then we'll go ahead and end the flight. Job is complete. Paid my scratch. Everybody's gone. And we'll go ahead and put everything back on here. We're assuming that everything is cooled down enough for me to put everything back on, by the way. And what am I missing? And make sure everything is off, and then this will conclude our flight. And that is everything. Cool. Very, very good. Ah, I forgot to put the, oh well. Didn't put the things up. There we go. Always have terrible frame rates here because there's just too much for my little computer to handle. Well, alrighty then. We have successfully made it here. So, I definitely appreciate you guys watching. Definitely like, subscribe, and if you feel my content is worthy, I appreciate it. Just throw a little like on there and a little bit of comment down below. It's most appreciated. And I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully I'll get 1,000 subscribers someday and 4,000 watch hours, which I am still a long way away. But hey, you know what? Only way to do it is just to keep on grinding. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys next time on another exciting X-Plane adventures, and we'll fly somewhere and do something and do this all over again. Take care, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.